Hello there folks, welcome back to BSG Online 2. We're now ready for our next run, which is going to be Pursuit Force Warlords with a Viper. Please take it away.
Okay, so welcome everybody to Pursuit Force, and also welcome to my co-commentator for this run, TG.
Hello everybody.
He's going to be doing a lot of the commentary on this one. So, funnily enough, this game, we did a run of this exact same category last week, so kind of what we said there will probably be more here. This is being played on an actual PSP, so if the graphics wise doesn't look too great, that's because it's actually PSP capture. So we're going to be doing Warlords today. It's 6 missions, and basically the Warlords are a bunch of army, well, we'll say army renegades, but as it says, rogue mercenaries. And the whole idea of their gang is to try and take, I think it's take over, we mentioned this last week, it's to do with taking over the capital state or try to turn it into a police state or an army state or something. Basically they're trying to cause
your Arnold
carnage.
Schwarzenegger villains in like an 80s movie.
Pretty much. There is 5 gangs, but this is the main one we're doing. We'll talk about them probably some other time, but for now we'll focus on these. So, there's 6 missions. Now I'm going to do these missions in chronological order, just so that they're being played in, I would say, easiest to hardest. There is a few things to mention as we go along this run. So the first mission is Toxic Convoy, and time's actually going to be when I select this first case. So in each case you have to press X, but time will be when I select this first one. So if we're ready on time, I'll count you down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so long story short, our first mission is called Toxic Convoy. Now I'm just going to say this for the most part, for the start of this, is that I am going to be looking down at my PSP because the delay is a little bit better if you don't look on, like, so it's being captured via something called remote, is it remote joylight or something like that?
Yeah, remote joylight, yeah.
And there's a slight delay between what you see on the PSP and what you guys can see. So I basically, for optimization, I guess you could say, better off just looking on the PSP.
Yeah, anyways, the game. So for those of you who don't know what Pursuit Force is, it's a PSP exclusive, and it's all about driving and shooting the bad guys. So the main gameplay loop is driving around in cars, and you can press the circle button to jump on enemy cars and shoot at them from either the trunk or the hood. So yeah, this game is all about very small optimizations that end up saving an insane amount of time. There's not a whole lot we can do on this first level. We're just gonna simply jump to all 6 tankers and complete the mission. Yeah, there'd be a bit more to talk about if this was a full career run. Like Viper said, there's a lot of categories for this game. You can do the whole career mode, which is just under 2 hours. Or if you want a more bite-sized run, which only does 1 gang's missions, we're doing the Warlords RTA here today. So the speed run largely involves the meter in the bottom right corner there. That meter's not doing anything now, but once it gets filled up like that, the Viper is going to do more damage with his weapons, and when he jumps to other cars, there's going to be a slow motion jump called a Justice Leap, as you see here. So while he's in this Justice Leap move, Viper's going to be able to shoot the enemies before he even gets on the car, and that's going to be really fast. Whenever you deal damage in a Justice Leap, it does subtract away from your meter, but so a lot of these levels are going to be managing that meter so that we're dealing as much damage as possible and doing well here. Well, okay, so this is the beauty of Pursuit Force here. If you saw there, the additional... Oh, okay, good.
Nice.
The APC was rubbing up against him, and if you can be shaken off of vehicles if a car is turning tightly, and if 2 cars are rubbing off together, it's as if they're going maximum to the right as possible, so you can't shoot, and you sort of want to set everything up to avoid situations like that. Which makes Pursuit Force a very interesting speedrun, because at first glance this game looks like awful to run, but there's actually almost 0 RNG to this game. The traffic patterns are consistent, the way the AI behaves will be the same if you do the exact same thing every time, so this speedrun is all about manipulating the AI and how they sort of waistband to you, if you're familiar with that term from other racing games.
Also,
so this is,
do you want to mention about the bike and why we're doing what we're doing?
So we're not going to see the true horror that is bike physics in this run, unless Viper accidentally gets into a head-on collision here. But the bike physics are not great. If you collide with another car or wall properly, you will go spinning out of control and lose a lot of time trying to regain back up to speed. And it was the source of many tears learning this game. And when I say learning this game is still really in its infancy in its speed game life. I did this as an April Fool's, thinking it wouldn't be that fun of a speed game, and it was just an excuse to play it again. But as I said, it slowly turned into a project of very small time saves, adding to huge gains.
Also,
yeah, sorry.
No, go on. I was gonna say,
yeah,
just
so
get in the,
another thing about taking over vehicles is that you get whatever weapon that vehicle has. As you see here, Viper's unloading on these two with a shotgun. Those are also not random. What guns each enemy has is placed at the cars. And we want the AGP here, the generic assault rifle, coming up for this on-foot section because it is much better than the shotgun at shredding. So, all we've seen so far is the first pillar of gameplay for this game. So that's the driving sections. Now we're going to go to an on-foot section, which has great third-person perspective tank controls, as you see here. Viper's going to shred up these goons with the AGP here. And since he also got meter from the last section, he's doing much more damage, and he should, I think one of them no, okay, perfect. So that first group of enemies was taken out with the assault rifle. So this is another reason why sort of finding optimizations of this game is cool, like all these on-foot sections, depending on what order you defeat the enemies. You can arrest people for their weapons, but there's a bit of an animation, so is getting the weapon worth it versus not? A lot of cool stuff. And this final boat section of Hardware Hijack is also an excellent showcase of all the cool time saves you can do. Something so benign as we just have to jump to 6 boats. How do we make that faster? Well, you see here, Viper is only shooting this person twice there. That's so he doesn't expend too much meter, so recapturing the boat gets him meter back so he can shoot at this upcoming boat and cut the corner. And we want to shoot at this boat rather than destroy it because it's way out there in the middle of the river. And we want to catch up with the first group of boats. You used the your ADP.
I used that, yeah. I was going to say, I just used the one ADP.
Yeah, so he didn't want to do that because while you're doing a justice jump, you have infinite ammo, even with what I call a premium weapon like that AGP. So that was a bit unfortunate there, but that should be fine.
Alright, I'll do backup straps for the sake of things.
So, yeah, we want to catch up with the front group of boats as soon as possible. So we don't, when you're jumping on a vehicle, they're not moving at the maximum speed possible. So, yeah, if you sort of trail an enemy behind you, you can catch up to the front group of boats faster, and we're here.
Literally just one boat to go. I mean, I know I'm probably falling behind, but it's fine. Not too bad.
So Viper could have done a trick there. If you actually leave the boat pilot alive with like maybe a bar of health and then press the triangle button to drain your meter for health, you can cut the slow motion short and the boat won't slow down as much when you're taking it over after you kill both people. Also, that was still a very clean, that was a very good boat hardware hijack though.
I was just going to say, so the way that this game works, at the end you see that we have like an A rank, B rank, C rank. So depending on how many enemies you kill and arrest as well, because you can arrest enemies, which is actually this one of the missions where we actually do this. I believe so. I will try my best. So there's A, B, and C ranks, and you can't get any lower than the C. So even if you do bad on one particular mission, the C will actually be the worst one that you get. So depending on the higher rank that you get, will depend on a couple of things, so you can get like a few things.
Yeah, that's not. That's only relevant for 100% where you need all A ranks. So thankfully we can just any % our way to victory here.
So I will try my best to destroy this. There we go.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
So, since Viper is playing on actual PSP hardware here, this level is incredibly laggy, and that leads to another aspect of speedrunning this game. There are a small amount of levels where there is a ton of lag, and just simply, this mission is about protecting a convoy until we get to the upcoming on-foot section. And if you get too in front or behind the convoy, you have a time limit there in the top right to get back to the convoy in order to reset it. However, if we stay with the convoy, there's a lot of lag, especially when enemies are coming to kill them. So we're actually going to hang out sort of in front here and save some frames.
Also, here comes Speed Racer. So the guy that you can just see us trying to kill here, also I think my own car knocked me off them. So as you can see, we're trying not to get too far ahead, because if we do that then we fail the mission. So funnily enough, this timer, the 25-second timer, will come in useful. However, it won't be a case of, oh, it's going to be useful just now, because it can be. Also, you can get something called friendly fire on this, which is if you're not careful, you can accidentally shoot your teammates, or allies, should we say.
And then you'll lose meter.
Yep, also, nice. And it exploded right in front of my face. Good stuff. I like how, the thing is as well, explosions also cause a dramatic slowdown. I think this is probably more noticeable in missions that involve a lot of exploding cars. Now, TG, you go at a certain point on this mission, don't you, before you start going?
Yeah. Well, I go at 2:30.
I usually go about 1:92.
I guess you're playing the real estate for the marathon. So, like I said, if you get too far ahead of the convoy, you will get yelled at. However, the end of the level is right here, and we don't really need the convoy to survive, so we're just gonna peace out. We got a date. So, as you can see here, Viper is just sort of smashing off of walls, or he's about to be, and that's because hitting walls in this game doesn't, like, slow you down at all. In fact, I think it speeds you up, judging from the speedometer readout. So, we're going to be bonking off of walls to redirect our angle quite a lot, and it looks like he's bad at driving, but
yeah. Also, first arrest down. So, one of the main things to point out here is that you can see that I'm taking these guys down, and that doesn't sound like too big of a deal, and that's because it isn't. Also, where's the guy? There he is. So each time you arrest somebody, there we go. There we go. Yeah, so each time you arrest somebody, you have a load of guys come at you and stuff like this.
You're not gonna have enough ammo, by the way.
Also,
you arrest this last one. Oh no, you're fine. I'll be quiet.
There we go. Okay. Fast Davies, anyone want to talk about this?
Okay, so
Davies fight.
Viper is going into this fight with full meter and a weapon, so he's going to be dealing a lot of damage to Davies. However, there is a strategy for this fight called Fast Davies, and we're still looking into fully understanding it, but what it's about is we're going to get right up next to Davies, and then we're going to basically sort of match his speed, and we're going to hit accelerate right at the perfect time. That actually looked really good, depending on how you cut this corner, so we want to match Davies' speed. Oh, you lost him.
Nail it. I'm getting pretty close to that.
If Viper nailed the dismount, I guess I'm gonna call it there, on that last turn before the track split, he'd be matching Lieutenant Davies' speed, and he'd be able to ride alongside him and I guess one cycle, for lack of a better term. But you will not be able to catch up with Davies until you take care of his buddy here in the APC, so you sort of have to take him out as a backup. But there you go, that was not a bad backup, Davies.
Also, according to my splits, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
Also, down, A rank too. Nice. I think that went pretty well.
Yeah.
So, to kind of explain who Davis was, or, yeah, who Davis, well, I can say was because he's dead now, but basically, Davis is the lieutenant. So, each gang has a lieutenant, and in this case, Sergeant Davis is a lieutenant on this one. Now comes... I don't like saying it, but it's a funny thing anyway. 90s movie reference, aka Velocity. Honestly, we've definitely got to say a big thanks to Hotline for the gimmick on this one. So, for those that don't know about this mission will seem very familiar, so I will try and get that. Come on.
Speed bus? Speed bus?
Nearly. I didn't get it first time, I missed it, but it's fine.
Okay, that still wasn't bad. So what Viper was trying to do there is if you slam into the front corner of the bus, you can actually jump at the very tip of the bus's roof, and then you can just tap up to instantly get into the bus. Casually, normally people would climb up from the back, but walking across the roof of the bus is very slow, so we want to go as far forward as possible. And you can sort of like kamikaze your way to the front of it, and if it's done well, it looks absolutely hilarious. But yeah, this is a big auto-scroller. Viper has to keep the bus above 100 miles an hour, I think.
Yep.
If not, the timer kicks down and then he dies, and it's all sad, along with his run. He also needs to get all these civilians off the bus. In order to do that, we have a police off-roader here in order to get everyone off. But this guy is actually going to be a lot of help, since we can use him to sort of rub up against to get around corners better. And whenever he comes up from behind to take more passengers, we can actually get him to ram our behinds and push us forward and give us an insane speed boost.
I'll try and get it if I can to try and show off what we mean. The one thing I will mention, which kind of going back to the start, is that the reason why this is nicknamed 90s movie reference is this has a lot in common with that film. There we go. Nice, I got the speed boost off him.
Nice, there you see, very good. But the downside of the speed boost is that every frame that a police officer is dealing ram damage to you. As you see there, Viper has already lost, like, I want to say, like, that's an 8th of his health.
Ish, about 8.
Yeah, so, like, a good boost will probably get rid of a quarter. So you gotta, and while you're boosting, you're not unloading civilians, and you need to unload 4 groups of 4 off of the bus. But other than that, this is just a whole X level.
While Viper is being Keanu Reeves, then could I do some donations?
Yeah, sure. This is actually probably a perfect time to go for it. Yeah, sure.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much indeed. Okay, we have received a €10 donation from Mies, and I apologise before we start this one. He says, Tiny Tim, Tiny Tim, Tiny Tim, what a man. Good to see and hear you again, sir. Awesome event so far. Good luck to all the runners on the final push to the end. Cheers, Mies. Well, thank you, Mies, for that amazing donation, my friend. Thank you so much. And remember, folks, we are really close now towards €2,000. Let's see if we can get that before the end of the marathon. We've got 3 runs to go, including this one. So let's put in that final push. Thank you very much again.
No worries. Thank you very much, Mies.
Thank you very much for the donations, everybody.
So yeah, so there's 16 passengers, and you'll notice that he does them in drops of 4. So you do 4, then he has to disappear, then he comes back, picks another 4 up, and so on. So it's kind of just going there and back, there and back, there and back. But like TG said, for the most part, it is pretty much an auto-scroller. As long as you need to keep driving towards the end non-stop, because if you don't, then unfortunately, yeah, it'll lose you some time. Also,
Day of the Dam is coming up next, and for the Warlords RTA rules, you're allowed to do whatever levels you want in any order, and for my world record run, I started on Day of the Dam because this level kind of sucks to get the speed strat on. So this is our chopper gunner segment of the run. We're going to be on a helicopter, we're going to be shooting the boats down from below. And we want to destroy 7 out of 9 boats here, because at 650, if you look at the top left, there's like a distance left meter. At 650, the chopper will enter a scripted sequence where Sarah, the pilot, has to bug out, and then we continue the rest of the mission jumping from boat to boat. If we destroy every group but the last group, we will actually teleport all the way forward to the last group and save a whopping like 30 seconds, I want to say. But in order to get those 30 seconds, you need to have immaculate aim, and right now I don't think Viper is on pace to get it. He should have killed these 2 before that last corner. I think he's actually in jeopardy of this 3rd group being great drivers here and ram into a wall.
It's probably, I'm gonna say it's probably worth noting actually.
You got lucky.
Is that the AI does like to do some funny things on you.
Yeah. So especially this third group of boats here is very infamous for just running into walls and then stopping dead if you destroy the previous two groups at certain points. Since when enemies are off screen, they act differently than when they're loaded on screen.
So not bad, I got 6 out of 9. I got a 6 out of 9, so it's not too bad, but the idea is, like I said, to get 7 out of 9.
There and see how far ahead that first group is. If Viper was able to destroy this boat, he'd be put on that front group, and we'd skip all this driving up. But it is incredibly difficult, so you'll have to bear with them.
Also,
here we go. Okay. It is much easier on a PSP D-pad than it is on an emulator, if you ask me, so...
By a long shot. Nice.
And there we go.
Good stuff.
Oh my goodness, your health! Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I know, that's why I was like, I'll just play it safe, duck and cover.
Okay, so now we're at the boss of the run, the General. Now the General's the easiest boss in the game, but there's some really cool strats you can do. So we're going to do something called the 3 bump. Now, whenever you ram into an enemy vehicle, you get a brute force bonus. And if you get the same bonus that would give you meter in a row, the resulting meter goes up exponentially. So we're going to try and get a brute force ×3. We're going to take over both boats, and that's going to give us meter to do as much damage to General as possible.
Also, nice.
He's done it! Nice 3 bump.
That was actually a pretty fast 3 bump too. Also.
Yeah. Alright, so now Viper's gonna drive ahead and trigger the fight. I think, yeah, okay. So we're trying to trigger the fight early, but we still want that meter, so we're gonna take over the boat. And there we go. Now a Viper, all a Viper has to do is mash R.
Pretty much.
The run's over. This was an excellent General.
Also, it's probably worth mentioning. Yeah, that's true.
If you don't die, this is an excellent General.
Yeah, I was going to say, so time will actually be when we kill the General.
Yeah, when the cutscene plays right when the HUD disappears.
Also, I am...
Excellent General, yes!
Also, I'm still really going for this. There we go.
Yeah, so if you mash R, you actually fire faster than if you hold it down. So.
Ah, come on. I need one more bullet. Time!
Target! There we go. That was a great General fight.
That's time there. Phew.
And that's a PB, isn't it?
PB, 11.5 seconds, so a 2019. Which is coincidence because that's... If it was only... That could have been about 2 or 3 seconds faster, but... I mean, it could have been a lot faster if I got down more. But the General's Revenge, that could have been a bit quicker. All in all, though, that actually wasn't a bad run. I'm pretty glad that went so well. I'm surprised to gain time in a lot of places, but... yeah, that's the Pursuit Force game. Now, we do want to just quickly mention a few things if we've got time to talk about them real quick. So, the first thing is that this game came out in 2005. It was a PSP exclusive, meaning that if you're a console sort of guy, like PS2 or PS3, you probably won't be able to pick it up. However, the one thing to note is that you can pick this up. If you want to play it on emulator, then by all means you can run it on emulator or run it on console like me and TG do. Although I'm more an emulator than a console kind of guy. But either way, there is several categories that you can do in this game. There's, for people who enjoy just pure racing, so I'm a racing kind of guy, there's something called All Races, which is about 50-ish minutes. And that entails just doing, I think it's...
category, don't run it.
It's like 15 races long, and you can do them in any order, and it's like a mix of all sorts. So you've got like a mix of boats and bikes and cars and stuff like that. The actual main bread and butter of this game is the actual career mode. So, funnily enough, TG is actually, well, funnily enough, we mentioned this, that UKSG just announced its cuts this morning, and this game got in with the career mode, so TG is going to be running that, and he was very excited when he found this out. But the entire game itself is a little over 2 hours. Now, bear in mind, there's a lot, I think TG probably say this as well, there's a lot of strats involved with the career mode, like from start to finish. There's certain aspects of being like doing fast strats, like Fast Davies, for example. Obviously, Day of the Damned, the warping in that, and so on. There's a fair few more. Like I said, there's 5 gangs. Each gang has 6 missions apiece, so there's 30 missions in total. But the entire game from start to finish is an absolute blast to play. Even just casually playing it through is quite good. It is difficult. I will say that. I can't lie about.
It's brutal. Oh my goodness. Pursuit Force is the kind of speed game where if you make one mistake, you lose just 10 seconds for free. But
and one thing to mention, this is very important as well. So actually, there's 2 things to mention. The first thing is that if you are going to pick this game up, would highly recommend picking up the North American version or the Japanese version for one simple reason: checkpoints.
Yeah,
because
the EU version does not have mid-level checkpoints.
Yeah,
and it makes the game way harder than it needs to be.
One mission in particular has an extra set of cars on it, where you don't have that on any other version, so it makes some missions a bit more tougher as well. If you're asking for a challenge, by all means go for the European version. Just know what you're getting into. The other thing I wanted to mention is that this game did actually get a sequel, which released 2 years later, called Pursuit Force Extreme Justice. That game is a lot more story-driven, there's a lot more going on. There's different gangs as well as some that return from this one. I won't spoil anything for you, but there's 5 gangs in that. That's a lot more. I mean, there is a plot to this, which is that there's 5 gangs and that they're all trying to destroy Capital City and all this stuff. But to be honest, that game, the story in this game takes a bit of a back seat, whereas in Pursuit Force Extreme Justice, it's more story orientated. So you better, if you want a game that's got more story, by all means play the sequel. But if you want a challenge or just want to test out, tread the water and see what you like and what you don't like, give this game a try. Guarantee you'll probably enjoy it one way or another.
Yeah. So I just wanted to quickly add that this game is still in its infancy speedrun strats wise. So if you want to pick up a game where you can still develop a lot of strats and help us out, drop our speedrun.com page has a link to a Discord where I'm actually sharing some out-of-bounds strategies, and I'm trying to time that right now, so cool stuff there. This is a brutal speedrun, as Viper was saying, so if you are looking into trying out this run, Warlords is an excellent beginner run to see if you like it or not.
Also, I completely forgot, this has each boss has their own ending to it. So each boss you defeat has an ending. I didn't even play this, I'm so sorry. But yeah, this is what happens to the Warlords after you defeat the General. So you can see that they're all getting sent back to army base. Some are even migrating to Cuba. Yeah, we've proper showed them as a rookie cop. So but yeah, that is Pursuit Force. Again, big thanks to having TG as my co-commentator for this one. He's definitely been a big help. And again to the BSG guys for allowing us to show off this game, because it's not literally this, other than last weekend, these 2 weekends, as in the marathon that we did this for last weekend, I think it was called Fastest Furs, I can't say it. And then obviously BSG this weekend, it's only the second time it's been the marathon, but it's kind of one of them games that we're trying to get out there and say, look, it is a game that you could get into and you could run. So anyway, on that note, yeah, like I said, I'm ramblings of a madman. Again, thank you very much to BSG for having us both and for allowing us to show this game off. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and like I said, feel free to give Pursuit Force a try, you won't regret it. On that note, I'll pass you guys back over to Tim and the BSG crew, and enjoy the rest of BSG Online 2. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much indeed, Viper, for that fantastic run there. That was really, really, really enjoyable. Okay, bear with us, folks. We're just going to go through a quick intermission, and we will be right back with you.